So not too long ago, I made a video about the insecurities that girls have. So I think making this video is really only fair. And truth is, I feel like guys' insecurities are really often overlooked in society, which I think is a shame because we have just as many physical, mental, and emotional insecurities as girls do, but we tend to repress them more because it's not exactly manly to discuss it. So as a means of trying to help end that stigma, here are 10 things that guys are insecure about. My hope is that you can take away something from this video and realize that no matter who he is, to some varying degree, he probably struggles with most of these things. So number 1, people not liking us. As great as it would be to be able to say that we don't care about this, and as often as guys probably do say they don't care about this, we do. It's easy to say that you can't please everyone, but it doesn't make being disliked any easier. And don't get me wrong, there truly are some people whose opinions I don't care about. Like, I'm not saying we all need every single person to like us, but there are definitely people who do not love me that I wish liked me a little more. And with these people, it's easy to let their opinions of us affect how we feel about ourselves, which I know we shouldn't do, but it happens. Number 2, being too skinny or overweight. This is something that even when changed, doesn't really go away. For me, I've always been a skinny guy. When I was in high school, at 6 feet, I weighed 120 pounds, so that was very skinny. I've worked out a lot since then, and now I'm around 170, but I still feel insecure about my body. Like, my calves are still really scrawny. It's one of those harder things to change. Like, not to say it's not possible, but it takes an insane amount of work to make those, bigger. And if I don't follow any sort of routine with my diet, I have this anxiety that I'll start losing weight or get kind of like a weird skinny fat thing where I'm skinny but I have a gut, and I don't know. I've literally had nightmares about this. And to an extent, I think all guys experience something like this because it's only partially self-inflicted. The rest of it is what society expects us to look like. Like, where girls have this expectation to be skinny, like that's what all models look like, guys have the expectation to be muscular. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy working out. There are lots of guys who don't. I do, but there's no point at which you're satisfied with the results and you're like, that's it, I'm done. Like, it's the kind of thing where you always want more. You're never happy. And yeah, like I said, there are tons of guys who don't have time or don't want to spend so much time focusing on their appearance, and that is such a great thing. But for a lot of those guys, there's still a part of them that puts themselves down for not doing that. And, they tell themselves that they'll never have a body that society deems attractive. And that sucks. Anyway, clearly I'm very involved in this one, but I just think that there are standards that need to be changed here. But let's move on. Number 3 is being broke. Another manly quality to have is to be financially secure, to be able to be a provider. But it is 2018 and life is rough. Not all guys are making crazy amounts of money. Most of my friends still live at home and are paying off debt. And a lot of the time, the job that pays the best is not the job that we want to do. And so we have to choose. And I've seen both the lows and the highs here. I've gone through, months where I was making pretty good money. I didn't have to worry. I could pay for my friends' meals and stuff like that. And then on the other end of that, I've gone through months where I don't know how I'm gonna make rent that month. And that's something that I'm embarrassed by. And especially as I get older, I'm 24 right now, I turned 25 in May, I feel the need to have everything together. And most of the girls that I'm friends with are struggling just as much. I don't think this should be something that society expects guys to be able to control. 4 on this list is our height. I've literally seen memes on the internet that if a guy is under 6 feet, the girl will not even look at him. And I think that that is so messed up. Because for girls, it's totally socially acceptable to be short or tall, but short guys are never taken seriously. But it's also more than that. I mean, to an extent, we do this to ourselves. I have one group of friends, I'm 6'1", by the way, and I have one group of friends where I am the shortest person there, and whenever I'm together, I feel bad. I feel like I should be taller. That is messed up. Number 5, being able to please a girl. And just so we're clear, that is not just meant as sexually. But even just being able to make her happy and have her like us. Like, when we're in a relationship, if there are any insecurities, this is probably one of the biggest ones. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of guys aren't great at expressing themselves. And if this is something that they're insecure of, they usually bottle it up instead of talking about it. And when you're dating someone, you have this expectation to make them happy. Like, how do you even do that? It's the kind of thing where just by thinking about it, you're already stressing out about it. And we do this a lot. Number 6. Our personalities. The dudes that people like in TV shows and movies are charming and witty and all of these things. I'm not like that. Like, I'm very sarcastic, very blunt. I struggle a lot to compliment people. Not that I don't think nice things about people, but like saying nice things to people, I find kind of difficult. I am not the guy from The Notebook or any other made up perfect dude. I can be very awkward, I talk too much when I'm nervous, and I'm very self-aware of that. I have a few friends who are really, really, really charming, and I can't help but compare myself to them and just kind of put myself down because I'm not like that. And I know as a fact, I am not alone in this. 7 is being single forever. When all your friends are in relationships, it's pretty easy to be worried about this. Dating can really suck if you're meeting the wrong people. And I know I've gone through phases where I was happier not even trying, just because I have had enough bad experiences trying to date. The other thing is that a lot of guys, myself included, are children of divorce, which definitely changes your outlook on love. Like, I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna be married for the rest of my life. And that's a scary thought. I mean, everyone would like that. And for that matter, at this rate, I'm not sure I'm even gonna find somebody who wants to marry me. So, but that's a little more of a me problem. 8 is our hair. Another way that girls are not alone in struggling with beauty standards is with hair. Sure, some guys opt to just shave their head and make it easy, but a lot of us do not do that. And it is a huge pain because we gotta find someone who we trust to, cut it and find a way to style it to make it look good, find products that can be helpful when a lot of resources for guys aren't very good in figuring that stuff out. And then, the weather can just ruin everything. So that's great. And then there are some days where no matter what you do, it's just not happening. Like, for me personally, if I know I'm gonna film a video, I'm gonna wash my hair the day before because my hair gets very dry, and the day of, it doesn't look as good, and then wait a day to film. That's a process. And sometimes it doesn't even work, and it looks terrible, and I just gotta start over again. Life's rough. Number 9, not being able to fix things. Another huge expectation on all men is that we're supposed to be handy, but I'm not a plumber. I don't even have a car. And in general, I don't know how most things work. And honestly, I kind of feel bad because I feel like less of a man for not knowing these things. Like, if there's a problem and someone's car won't start and a friend of mine takes care of it, I just feel useless. But it's not my responsibility to know how to do that. It doesn't even directly benefit me. I take public transit. And lastly, number 10, just being a man in general. And there is so much that goes into this. Like, in relationships, girls generally want their boyfriend to express themselves and be communicative. But we're also conditioned by society to believe that doing those things makes us weak or vulnerable and somehow less of a man. And it's a paradox. There's no right answer. Either way you look at it, we're stuck. And I obviously can see that and personally, think screw that and try and express myself in whatever way I want. But it's so deeply ingrained in my brain and a lot of guys that there's just nothing you can do about it. Like, for example, it is insanely hard for me to cry. I was gonna say that I don't remember the last time I cried. I do, actually. I bawled my eyes out when I lost my dog. But aside from that, before that, I have no clue the last time I cried. It has been years. And this is, in my opinion, easily the most worrisome and hard to overcome insecurity because it's everywhere. But hey, hopefully if we keep talking about it and doing what we're doing here, things can get better eventually. Anyways, that was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, maybe learned something from it. If you did, let me know by giving it a big old thumbs up. Also, tell me in the comments any insecurities that I might have missed that you think guys have. If there's enough content, maybe I'll do another video about it. Let me know down below. In my last video, I asked you all what you've done to get someone to miss you, and so on screen right now are my favorite comments from that video. And remember, if you want to be featured at the end of next week, just leave a comment down below now. I'll be picking my favorites, and hopefully it's you. I want to give a huge Instagram shout out to Iris for commenting on a recent Instagram picture I posted. It was me in New York, and the caption was, "Hey, I'm walking here, and her caption was just like the Italian hands emoji, which just beautifully sums up what I always do when I say that. So thank you for getting me. Also, Instagram shout out to Audrey, who I've met and hung out with millions of times. I love you, I miss you, you're a great person. But most importantly, shout outs to you because you commented on the same picture that whenever you're in New York, you just walk around saying the same thing. So, you know, great minds just think alike. And lastly, Instagram user Tiny Creature for being very blunt. When I asked people what they thought I was looking at in an Instagram picture, they just said, how do we know? We can't see it. True, I mean, hey, you're not wrong. So go follow those three, and if you want a little Instagram shout out at the end of my next video, make sure you're following me on Instagram. I just choose people who leave comments, who like stuff, who have my notifications turned on, all of those things. So do that, and I'm yours. Wait, no, I'll feature you. Lastly, make sure you subscribe to me to never miss an upload. Click over here if you want some more advice. That's right, it's more than just this video. I have other ones too. So yeah, check those out, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.